Is the Supreme Court about to change Obamacare? The High Court releasing its decision on the Hobby Lobby case on Monday. That's the case that asks whether or not the federal government can force a private company to provide contraception, even if it violates their religious beliefs. Hannah Smith, Chief Counsel for the Becket Fund for Religious Liberty, which represents Hobby Lobby, and good morning to you. Quick prediction, do you win on this case or not?
Absolutely, we win. We are very confident after oral argument in March that we will prevail in this case.
Based on what?
Well, you know, I think you saw in the oral argument in March that the court was very skeptical of the government's claim that the federal law and the Constitution doesn't allow for-profit businesses to be protected in their religious freedom. I think you saw some of the liberal justices be very skeptical of that claim. And, of course, the conservatives were with us on that point. And
so are you saying 5-4? Are you saying 6-3? Or does it? What's your opinion on that?
Well, the Chief Justice has been pretty good this week at getting some unanimous opinions out from the court. So, you know, we're hopeful that we might see some unanimity here among the justices. Justice Breyer certainly was on our side during oral argument on that question. And I think many of them are concerned about the overreach of the government in this case.
If you're right, and if you win on Monday, how does this ruling, if it does now, how does it change Obamacare?
Well, it will provide an exemption for these people of faith who run their businesses according to their religious convictions. And it will basically tell them that they can continue to conduct their business affairs according to their religious beliefs. And that exemption will apply, in this case, to the Green family that runs Hobby Lobby and also to other for-profit businesses that find themselves in this same predicament.
The government's exempted how many? What, 100 million? 100 million employees from the mandate so far for various reasons, some commercial, some political. Is that where the number is today, 100 million?
Yes, it's absolutely staggering that the government has seen fit to exempt so many secular businesses and yet refuses to give an exemption for these religious people of faith.
Now, why do you think that is?
Well, I think a lot of it is just purely convenience, which is one of the arguments that that we've made in the court, is that, you know, the government can't just excuse people for convenience and then not give an exemption to people of faith that have a significant objection to this this mandate. So
if Hobby Lobby loses, Hannah, I'm assuming they're still not going to go forward based on religious beliefs about providing birth control to their employees. And if that's the case, then doesn't the company have to pay a fine? And if it has to pay a fine, what is that number? Do you know?
These fines are staggering. I mean, they're in the millions for Hobby Lobby. And that's exactly what the government wanted to do. They created a system of fines that would financially punish and crush these businesses in order to compel them to follow this mandate. And that's simply unprecedented, it's un-American, and it's going to be unconstitutional on Monday.
Is that thousands of dollars? Is that millions of dollars? What is it?
Millions of dollars. It's millions of dollars for Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. What the White House would argue is that there's accommodation that's been set up. Not an exemption, but an accommodation. I don't know how that's defined under the law, but would that not apply to Hobby Lobby?
Well, the accommodation that the government has created is for all of the nonprofit organizations. And those nonprofits are still fighting this mandate in the lower courts. And so we'll see those accommodation cases involving the nonprofits coming to the Supreme Court probably next year. But it's precisely because the government didn't give an accommodation in the for-profit context, businesses like Hobby Lobby that make a profit. The government said, you just don't have any religious liberty rights. And that's why those cases have come first to the Supreme Court.
You know, oftentimes so there's more to come. That's the point on that last answer. Hannah, thank you for your time. And as you know, sometimes the most controversial decisions are left to the end. And it appears that's the case now. We'll find out on Monday. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
You bet.
Well, Texas Senator